Hello everyone and welcome back to Axle Racing. This is the Assetto Corsa series where we're going to do some track guides and time attacks of famous circuits from around the world that are in the Assetto Corsa game. Console edition, of course. Anyway, so we are here in the McLaren MP4-12C quote-unquote axle livery car. And today we are at Imola. Yes, another very famous and very iconic track for many reasons, some good, some not so good. But we're not going to dwell on that. Today we are going to get straight into the racing and get straight on with it without wasting any more time. And do a slowed down track walk. So yeah, all fun and games. Let's get to it. There we go, the door closes, the throttle works, brakes work, steering works, first gear, and away we go down the pit lane. It started us a bit further back. Normally we're right at the end of the pit lane, past the famous building, of course. And there we go, let's squeeze on the throttle. Nothing more fun than coming out of the pit lane for the first time and really putting your foot down. Finding out where the braking is, where the grip is. So up to third, flat through Tamburello, should be flat through Tamburello. Now obviously we will be going a lot quicker than this in full race trim, but for now it's a nice gentle stroll through the park, which I've been to Imola. Imola very much is a gentle stroll through the park if you're just a pedestrian passing through, and it just so happens to have a massive, very famous racetrack all around the park. It should be called Imola Park, really. that would be the appropriate name for it, because every other day of the year, other than when there's a race day on, it's a national park. Anyway, up through the hill now. That's a fantastic viewing area if you do go and visit, by the way. And so is this, but it's very hard to get a look in here because there is so many people and so much in the way of fencing that it's hard to get a good shot of the cars. I have taken a few good shots of the cars going through there. That's for sure. Anyway, down the back straight now. This is a very tough corner, It's downhill, it's off camber, and they're slow corners connected to two fast straights. Anyway, out of the final corner we go now and across the line. So as usual we are going to slow it right down and talk about the laps. So minimal inputs as you come across the start finish line. You want to be hugging the wall on the right hand side here. And then get back towards the middle of the track as soon as the pit exit appears, and then as soon as it disappears get back over to the left. Around about the 150 metre mark you'll be braking down to second through this first chicane, up through third, then stay on the right because you can then open up the corner and take Tamburello flat. Down towards the next chicane now. After this orange marker's disappeared, it will be braking down one gear. You can also go down another gear mid-corner as well, if it helps rotation and get the car turned through the second part of the chicane there. Acqua Minerale now, it's a very long hairpin. You want to get nice and close to the apex on the inside and accelerate out. Third gear, fourth gear, up the hill. You won't quite reach fifth gear by the time we get to the top, because then you want to brake down to third again for a very fast double left-hander, and stay left on this side of the track as you get down to the bottom of the hill, because you want to brake again on the way in, get the car straight, hit the brakes again, possibly change down again, and take a nice early curve on the inside there, and then just let the car do the rest of the work on the way out. Down to the next one, we're looking for the 50 metre board on the left hand side. That's where you'll be hitting the brakes, and that's where you'll be down to second. Take plenty of curb off of both of the corners in the chicane there, but try not to take too much on the exit, because there is heavy track limits there, and you will get done for it. Down the hill now, under the bridge, stay on the right hand side of the track, and as soon as you're straight, down a few gears and turn in It's a slow double left-hander. You've got to be careful with this one. It will catch you out. Anyway, so that was a lap of Imola at a fairly leisurely pace, probably about 25% pace. So we're now going to hit it at somewhat 50 to 75% pace. Down the start-finish line we go now. And remember, watching for your braking markers there. And down through all the gears. Over the curb like Lewis Hamilton in 2021. Up to third, flat through Tamburello. And then down to the next chicane. Just after that orange marker disappears out of sight, it's down to third, maybe down to second if you really want to tighten up the corner. And it's back up to third again on the way out, down to second. It's really hard to get a tight apex through there. There's something about that corner you want to be braking nice and early for if you want to hold it, hold the right line through there. Up the hill now, and it's a very fast double left-hander. Try not to run too wide on the outside because you want to stay all the way over to the left for the next corner. As you get down the hill just before the 50-metre ball, you're braking and turning, and then braking and turning again. Now we've turned in a little bit late there, but track limits are quite generous on the outside there. You can get away with running quite wide. As we head down to the next one, we're watching for the 50-metre ball where we'll be dropping it down 2 more cogs. Taking plenty of curb on the inside, not too much on the outside, accelerating down the hill once again. This is really a track where you have to lock in. It's not something that you can just take lightly. And there we go, out of the final corner again, and let's give it the beans for this final lap. Go down the start-finish straight, some serious stuff. 140 miles an hour as you cross the start-finish line. 6th gear as you get to the end of the pit lane, move back slightly towards the middle of the track. As soon as that braking marker disappears on the outside, you're down the gears, turning in 2nd gear through the first chicane, 3rd gear as you leave, and flat through Tamburello, just like so, and already we're up over a second. Down to the next chicane, just as that orange marker disappears, once again it's down 1 gear, possibly down 2 if you need the rotation, and then back up to 3rd. You won't quite hit 4th before you need to hit the brakes. For Aqua Minerale, turn it in nice and early, hug the apex on the inside, and get right out wide to the curves on the outside. Up through 3rd gear and 4th gear in this particular car. You won't quite hit 5th as you get to the top of the hill. As soon as the car's straight and flat, it's down to 3rd. Turn it in, don't take too much curb on the outside as you want to stay over to the left-hand side of the track for the next corner. 50-metre ball, it's down 1, and then down 2 as we're mid-corner as well. Nice early exit, plenty of curb on both. Up the hill we go, and down towards the final chicane, remembering watching for the 50-metre ball, hitting the brakes hard. Down to 2nd gear, plenty of curb on the inside and on the outside. Just as we leave there, beautifully done, and down this not so final straight we go. Remember, as soon as you get under the bridge, it's over to the right hand side of the track. As soon as the car is straight, it's hard on the brakes. I prefer 2nd through there, just to get the car rotated, and 2nd through here as well, of course, and then short shifting out to 3rd on the way out, and down the start finish line we go to complete a hot lap of Imola. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the track. I certainly did. It's a track that I have grown very fond of in recent years. It's a track I've been to now several times, and it's one that I will certainly want to return to again in the not too distant future, hopefully. So hopefully you enjoyed these videos, you find the tips and tricks helpful. This has been the Axel Racing channel, and I shall see you at Imola in the next video for a time attack. See you then. Bye bye.